Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So from today we will see a variable length argument function available in PHP. So first of all, why we need variable length argument function? So answer is, if we create user defined function and we will not pass any argument in user defined function, and we want to use argument in our function body. So at that situation, PHP provided three type of variable length argument function. First is function number of args. Second is function get arg. Third is function get args. So one by one we will see a three type of function available in your PHP. So first is function number of args. This function return number of argument we will pass in our user defined function. Here is the syntax. This function is return integer value. So it calculate number of argument that we will pass in our function call. This argument will be calculated and this function return as a integer value. If we will use this function in outside your user defined function, then this function will give a warning. Here is the example. Here we will create one user defined function count arg, and in function we will use our function number of args. This function will calculate number of argument that we will pass in our user defined function. Here we will pass 5 arguments. So this function return 5 and this value is stored in our $vname variable. And after we will just print number of args and we will print value. So this function will give a value 5 because we will pass a 5 value in our user defined function. So the next is function get arg. This function is allow you to get the value of a particular argument passed in our user defined function. So this function is calculate your argument from starting from 0th location. So this function will give a warning if your function is used in your function outside your function definition. Here is the syntax. Here we will pass a integer value that we want to retrieve item from that location. So here is the example. Here we will create one user defined function. The name is demo. In demo function, we will use our function number of arguments. So this function will return number of arguments that we will pass in our demo function. So here we will pass total 4 value. So this function number of args have a total 4 value. And we will just print it number of arg. After we will use our function get arg and we will pass value 1. So it will return 2 if because this function is starting from 0th location. So in 0th location your argument is 1. In first location your argument is 2. So function get arg return value 2. So function get args return a particular value that we will pass in our user defined function. Now next is function get args. This function is return array of your user defined function argument. Here is the syntax. Here this function is return array value. Now let us see the example to better understand. Here we will create our user defined function. The name is display args. In display args we will use our function get args. So this function is return array that we will store in a number name variable. And after we will print this number name variable one by one. So we will use for each loop to print this value. So in your number name variable, the first value is simple, second is PHP and third is example. So that it will print in one by one. So thank you everyone. I hope you have understand. Thank you.